It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings taking on Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons.
U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. So the Falcons make their way out behind their new quarterback for 2024, signed back in March, the veteran Kirk Cousins.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Play action now, Cousins. And his first pass is incomplete.
And they want to get him going early in this one because, remember, he struggled throwing the football last week, and he's firing away to start this one. But that one was incomplete.
Second down, Cousins. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. And complete to Drake London. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. But the numbers for London last week, 7 catches, 98 yards, 2 shy of 100.
And the competition gets a little bit tougher here because he's got to go against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL against the pass, the latest incarnation of the no-fly zone.
Cousins throw into the hands of Pitts here. And Pitts is going to pick up a Falcons first down as he'll get this up to midfield. Cousins now from the 50. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it down the field to try and pick up the yardage.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. This defense for the Vikings, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And they needed to be because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference in the game, and each play took on more importance, and they got it done.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6, not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8. Now Cousins. Oh, it's intercepted. Drive killer there. And the Vikings are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And they if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now it's Darnold. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On second down, Darnold. That is into the hands of Hockenson downfield. And he's finally taken down. It's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after one. Second quarter now for Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Again, Darnold. This is caught, and couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
Here's Darnold. Flushed out right, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Sam Darnold punching it in from a yard away. And the Vikings post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this quarter.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings move it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Second down and a run by Robinson. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. That's former Bear Darnell Mooney. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Brandon Powell deep for Minnesota. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at about the 28. Oh, he shifts past it. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back here. Their defense got the stop, CD, and you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. To throw is Darnold. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold, eluding the pressure right. That is caught. He's got the 1st down and more than that. And finally, whistled down at the 11. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward.
I tell you what, this is not for the faint of heart right here. 4th down, this is taking a big risk. But it's as good a play call as you can imagine. And the defense just not able to come up with the stop they needed. And this is not just a 1st down, but a big play as well.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Here's Darnold. There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. Point after here coming up. And it's good to make it 14-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was T.J. Hawkinson who finished the drive with a touchdown reception. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Clock running, and the Falcons moving with a sense of urgency. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. And that is incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play. But you would think definitely enough time. At try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. Darnold on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Darnold. This one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, partner, this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night, 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of 85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one. To get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's 3rd year, put under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively, and it'll bring up 2nd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
He's going to let this go. Back to the end zone. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Madison as time expires in the first half. And the Vikings will extend their lead on the final play of the half. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'd be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. And that little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-0. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter. The Vikings got a solid first half outing by their veteran quarterback, Sam Darnold. He threw 2 times.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means.
There he goes, left side. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Vikings. T.J. Hawkinson with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. The Vikings come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings put away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. First down. Here's Cousins. And almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. Yeah, he's frustrated as it falls incomplete. Robinson, he'll try the left side. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
That's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down. And that CD, another sack for the young rookie linebacker. Well, getting after the quarterback certainly has not been much of a problem here in his rookie season.
It certainly hasn't, Brandon. The instincts that have made him a great tackler, I think coupled along with some film study and some great anticipation, that's also made him a great pass rusher as well.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 37 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now Darnold. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
One man in the backfield, that's Jones. Jefferson moving in motion left. Back to throw, Darnold. And it's caught in the end zone for the Vikings touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there. With touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Vikings open the lead up to 34-0. And his sensational season continues. That touchdown grab, number 20 for him on the year. Now the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down. Well, still in the 3rd quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. Locates Mooney on the out route. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Cousins. Short throw caught by Pitts. And Pitts is going to pick up a Falcons 1st down as he'll get this down to the 35-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
Many different ways to create space pace, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
To the air again, it's Cousins. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. Here's 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Man open, that's Ray McCloud. And he... is out of bounds inside the 30. The offense on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Throwing, Cousins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 15. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball in a comfortable 4th quarter lead. After the interception, here's Darnold. Pass complete to Addison. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. On 1st down, Darnold. And he's gets to Jefferson. A big play there for Minnesota. 47 yards.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. Shifts by him. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it? 3 plays, 3 first downs.
You talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And they take a knee. For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happy day. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Boy, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep. So for Minnesota, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Chicago Bears next week. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, it's unfortunately more of the same as they'll fall to 3-10 on the year. And they will try to get back the swing of things next week on the road. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gautin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.